Hi, thank you so much for tuning in to the Friday Flash. I am Lori Cantu, your concierge for all of your title and escrow needs, serving King County and Seattle. And with me today, I have Shannon Patterson, your title girl, serving Pierce County, and our very, very special guest and coworker, Mike Lynch. He serves the East Side, and he has been in the business since 1986. So here we are, borrowing him and all of his great knowledge. And today is part 3 of continuing on estate series, And today we are going to talk about the transfer of death deed. I didn't say that right. What is transfer on death deed? So, Mike?
You said it just fine, and it's called a bunch of different things. Thanks again for having me on your Friday Flash. I love doing this. So a transfer on death deed is kind of a new document in Washington State. And what it is, we talked about probate, we talked about lack of probate, and there's a new document that came up that is called the transfer on death deed, where somebody who owns real estate can sign a document that's got language in it that talks about it being transferred upon their death to the named party. And if they record something like that, then when they pass away, you would record a certified copy of the death certificate, and then that person that's named in the deed would then own the property. And it avoids probate, which is a pretty big expense. And again, if somebody doesn't have a lot of assets and they want to simplify their estate planning, instead of doing a trust or something like that, they can do this new document called a transfer on death deed. It's a great tool that a lot of estate planners are using now.
Mike, can this new transfer on death deed, can that be revoked?
Sure, that's a great question. Yeah, so if I was to record a deed, a transfer on death deed to somebody, say my son, for instance, or a friend, and then I decided I changed my mind, or maybe my circumstances changed, and I decided I wanted to sell the property, I don't have to give any kind of notice or anything about that. I can go ahead and sell the property, and the deed that I give to the new buyer would be recognized, and nothing needs to be done. If I decided that I wanted to revoke the transfer on death deed, it's probably a good practice to go ahead and record a document that states that I've revoked the transfer on death deed. That's probably the best practice. But you can definitely do that. So, and if you're in title with your spouse, for instance, it doesn't transfer all of your community interest. It only transfers your interest. So it's again a new estate planning tool that's come into play that helps you avoid going and doing probate.
Good information. Well, we sure hope that everybody has had some nuggets or takeaways from our estate series, where we've talked about probates, lack of probates, and now the new transfer on death deed. Thank you so much, Mike. And if there's anybody that has a particular situation where there's estate involved, or any of the things that we've talked about that you would like to discuss further, feel free to DM any of us. We'd be happy to discuss it with you further. So thanks for watching, and have a great Friday.
Happy Friday.
Bye.